beautiful day for a live hiring event. How long have I got? 10? 15? 5? Jeez.
We're Avant. We're going to help nurses move to the U.S. and sponsor their green card.
We're Avant. We're gonna prepare nurses for the NCLEX exam, sponsor it, and pay for their flight, so the only thing they have to worry about is taking the exam.
We're Avant. We're going to do all the complicated immigration and licensure paperwork for nurses.
We're Avant. We're going to prepare nurses to take the English exam for visa screen purposes, so there's one less thing to worry about.
We're Avant. We're gonna help nurses transition culturally and clinically so they don't have anything to worry about when they arrive in the US.
You sexy thing, sexy thing.
Hey, Alistair! It's gonna start any minute.
I'll be there.
First of all, United States is a multicultural society. It's like the whole world is dumped in United States. So when you find yourself here, you have a whole lot of people, cultures that you're going to learn from, and that's something that interests me. It's like getting to know almost, it's like the entire world is kind of like dumped into the United States, and you are getting to learn almost each and every culture. That's it's good. So that's something that interests me, and I decided to pursue nursing here.
What's the most important thing that an international healthcare professional needs to know at this stage?
So at the interview stage, we're going to be talking to you about your work experience, about your, if you've done the NCLEX, if you've done the IELTS. We're trying to get an understanding of what your experience looks like and what your goals are professionally, personally. What's important to you? Who are you planning to bring with you to the U.S.? Have you thought about the transition for your family? We want to talk to you about such important things to make sure that we're a good fit for what you're looking for, and also that you're a good fit for us and the clients that we have here in the U.S. And so one of the pieces of advice I always say, something that's so important, is to be honest and to be yourself. Be authentic, yes, display professionalism, all those things are important, but everyone is so individual and has such special dreams and has a different personality. Let that shine. We want to know you.
Fantastic question, and here's the good news: you do not need any English exam results or NCLEX results before you apply with Avant. To be clear, you will have to pass an English exam and NCLEX before you are able to be licensed as an RN in the USA, but you do not need it to apply. And don't forget, we have a fantastic NCLEX team and Avant English program who are going to help you reach those next steps as well. So if you're thinking of making an application, my advice is to just go for it. Make an application, and our recruitment team will get back in touch with you as soon as possible to go over your qualifications with you and talk about those next steps.
Hey, you ready to do this?
Let's get it done.
All right.
What are you guys doing? Come on, we're running late. Let's go.
All right.
Sounds ready to go. Camera's ready to go. IELTS is here, ready for any questions. And then we.
Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình, tình 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 tang tang tình tang tình 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 tang tang tang. Giây phút em gặp anh.
Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. And we're live.
It is finally time. We are here for the live hiring event.
We are so excited. We've been waiting for this day, and we are so excited to be here with you for this live hiring event.
Finally. How long has it been since the last one?
I think it's been over 2 years since that we've done a live hiring event.
Years. Unbelievable. So a chance like this doesn't come along very often.
It doesn't. And so we are so excited that we are on this live today, and our recruiters are standing by. You can see them on the live stream. They are busy at work waiting to receive your application. Today is all about opportunity, and it is your chance to submit your application, to have an expedited process, and even a same-day offer for qualified candidates.
Absolutely. As you can see, it is all systems go. We are all hands to the pump. It is going to be a busy day for those recruiters. I can tell you that.
I am so excited.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's introduce ourselves, shall we?
Absolutely. My name is Christina Kahn, and I'm the Director of Global Recruitment here at Avant Healthcare Professionals.
And I'm Alistair Norman. I am the Community Engagement Specialist here at Avant as well.
And we are your co-hosts for the live hiring event. So welcome to the live hiring event today. We are so excited. And I guess let's tell you a little bit about Avant.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Avant, we've been in business for over 20 years, and we've supported and helped thousands of internationally educated healthcare professionals, so amazing nurses just like you, achieve long-term success in the United States and really kickstart their journey as a nurse in the United States. And so we're going to talk later. We're going to have guests that are going to talk about some of the support that you receive as part of the Avant program. And we've got a lot of things in store today for the live hiring event.
You can say that again. That's certainly true. And, you know, we have been helping internationally educated healthcare professionals for over 20 years, as we said. And we have worked with people from all around the world. All over the world. All over the world. Yes. And I'm certain that if we were to ask the chat now to tell us where you're watching from, we are going to see a lot of countries represented today. So go for it. Put in the chat, where are you watching from today? I think I can have a guess at some of the countries. I think I already saw Kenya. Fantastic.
Yeah, shout out to Kenya. We see Kenya joining.
Yeah, Kenya's always here. What else have we got? Let's see. Yeah, fantastic. Nice one, Samuel. Nice one tuning in. We've got Israel. We've got the Philippines. Welcome.
Welcome, Philippines.
Fantastic. Let's have a look. Who else we got? Yeah. Oh, from Nagoya, Japan. Fantastic.
Excellent. Nepal. Shout out to Nepal.
Welcome, Anjali. Nice to see you. The UK is in the house.
Yes.
Not just me. We've got someone on the chat as well. I love to see it.
I see Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. Shout out to Nigeria. Thanks so much for tuning in this morning.
Oh, Guyana, Trinidad. We've got the Caribbean in the house as well.
The Caribbean
Always
is the house.
See.
And I saw Lesotho as well. Welcome.
Wow, brilliant.
That's amazing.
It is like the United Nations in here. I'm absolutely loving it.
UAE also amazing.
Fantastic.
Ireland, Zambia. It is like the United Nations. How cool.
It is so cool to see all of these fantastic countries represented. And yes, today is a live hiring event. And what that means is it is time to get that application in. It is time to apply. Get that application in.
So if you were wondering, when should I start my USRN journey? Well, today is the day. So we encourage you to submit your application now. We're offering expedited processing as well as same-day offers for qualified candidates. So why wait till tomorrow? Today is the day. Today is your moment. So we can't wait to receive your application. Our entire recruitment team is standing by to receive your application. And our hiring event is live, and we want you to be part of it. So
that's right. We want you and your friends to be a part of it as well. So if you have friends who are also RNs who are thinking of joining that USRN journey, send them this link. Get them to join, get them to apply. Today is the day. I'm going to say it 1,000,000 times and you won't get tired of it. All right.
So you may be wondering, what's Avant looking for in terms of nurses that we're able to assist?
Right, absolutely.
Very simple things. We're looking to see that you're a registered nurse and that you're working in a bedside role. Now, if you're in a hospital setting, we do prefer that you're working in an acute care adult inpatient setting. These would be units such as medical surgical, the intensive care unit, the emergency room, all those types of units in the hospital setting. And we typically like to see about 6 to 12 months of experience. Now, we do have special special exceptions for some new graduates as well as individuals who have already passed the NCLEX, which is such an important milestone
Absolutely.
in the USRN journey. So if you're on the fence, if you're not sure if you should apply, please apply. We can't wait to receive your application. And once you submit your application, our team of recruiters will review it and we'll be in touch with you. So you have nothing to lose, absolutely everything to gain from this opportunity.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And we have got a lot to cover today, and even maybe some prizes to be won.
Did you say prizes, Alistair?
I certainly did.
We have prizes.
We are so excited to give them away to some of our lucky viewers today. So let's get started, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have our first guest is Erica from the NCLEX program. So at Avant, when you join with Avant, we provide extensive support to help you prepare for and pass the NCLEX exam, which is the exam required to be practice as a nurse in the U.S. It's a licensure exam. And so we provide extensive support to help you prepare for and pass the NCLEX on your first attempt. So we have Erica. Erica, welcome. Thanks so much for being with us today. And over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. A lot of representation all over the world. My name is Erica Nampegi, and I'm an NCLEX Education Manager. And it's my pleasure today to tell you a little bit about what happens on the NCLEX team. So as they said, the NCLEX is a National Council licensure exam. So that will be required before you practice as a USRN. So how, you might be wondering how Avant will support, we say HCPs. HCP stands for healthcare professionals. So most likely those of you that are joining us are healthcare professionals. You have achieved the rank of a registered nurse in your country, but that won't translate as a U.S. practicing nurse until after you pass the NCLEX exam. So how does our team support you? Well, we have designated instructors. So each of the nurses that joins our program, the Avant NCLEX program, will be assigned a designated instructor. And what we do, and we're nurses just like you, so we kind of know our stuff and we can help you out through the clinical realm. But like I said, we're a team of registered nurses. We are subject matter experts. We can assist you with your clinical preparation, really to prepare you for that NCLEX exam. How else are we helping? Through performance tracking. So we want to make sure that you stay on track academically, your participation, your engagement throughout the program, that you're communicating with us, that you're attending, really that we are watching that performance, and we're making sure you're on track to hit those targets to test within a designated period of time. We provide a nursing curriculum. So it's not nursing school. You have been through nursing school already. This is really just a review to prepare you for the NCLEX exam. It is a self-guided program. We provide the curriculum for you and a study plan to follow. And like I said, we're going to be tracking your performance throughout your time there. We also provide webinars, just like you are attending today. They are live webinars. They're webinars that are provided by our subject matter experts, nurses, just like you. So that way we can help to boost your clinical knowledge and make you better prepared for the exam. We also offer coaching calls. Like I said, you have a designated instructor. So that instructor, it will be hand-holding you. They're your biggest cheerleader. I say they because I'm one of the instructors, but we're your cheerleader, your coach. We can have one-on-one coaching calls with you to assist. And we also offer some fun group coaching calls as well. And then, of course, resources, everything that has to do with clinically preparing you for the NCLEX exam. So just thinking about some questions that you might have today. Another question is, what if I'm in a country without an NCLEX testing center? Well, Pearson VUE is the sole administrator that is contracted by the NCSBN. The NCSBN is the National Council of State Board of Nursing, and they're going to be the ones that administer the NCLEX exam. They have thousands of locations all over the world. There is a high probability that you'll need to travel outside of your home country to take the NCLEX exam. So that would require additional travel visas to the country that you would travel to if it's required. Our licensure team are experts and they will guide you through that process. Of course, we have specific teams at Avant that are designated to help you every step along the way. And then we will schedule you according to availability. So we want to make sure that we have the right date set for you and what's convenient for you, what's based on the timeline that we have preset for you, and then also location. So again, our licensure team works with you on location and availability. So these are my friends. This is Stan and Dan, and they're having a casual conversation about becoming a USRN through the Avant healthcare company here. Stan says, hey, do I need NCLEX to apply? So he's saying, like, do I have to pass the NCLEX exam before applying? And Dan says, no, of course not. I know that's a silly little graphic, but I just want you to know that that's our role here. The NCLEX team, our role is to guide you through the NCLEX program. So you do not have to have NCLEX before applying. So really the steps in the process are to apply. And then we have a recruitment team that will qualify you. We have a credentialing team that will verify you. And then the NCLEX team will prepare you for the NCLEX exam. So what advice do I have to you nurses out there? Maybe some of you are studying on your own to take the NCLEX exam. Maybe some of you, want to know what it entails to be in a program like this. My recommendation is to study for the exam. It's going to take about 1 to 2 hours a day to study. I like Benjamin Franklin's quote. He says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you have to have a plan. You have to study. You have to plan to study. Why? Consider your why. Why are you on this journey? What's your motivating factor? What's your passion? What is intrinsically pushing you to do this? So who are you doing this for? Is this for yourself? Is this for others? Are you trying to prove yourself? And then also do the work. Anything worth having or achieving will take hard work. This does not come easy. The NCLEX exam is incredibly difficult. So you have to put in the work. It takes hard work and determination. And then VARC. What does VARC mean? Visual, auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. Those are learning preferences. I do encourage you to take a screenshot of that picture down there with the link. That's fun for you to do on your own to determine what your learning styles are. That's how you should be studying for the NCLEX exam, based on your learning preferences. And then supplement your learning. Don't just use one sole source to study and prepare for the NCLEX exam. There are a lot of resources out there. So look on YouTube. There are a lot of different question banks that you can purchase on your own to supplement. And then form a study group. Being among other peers that are aiming for the same goal would be really helpful and supportive for you. So if we have time, I would like to do something fun with you all. I would like for us to practice an NCLEX style question, just like we would have in our NCLEX program. We have our live webinars, we have fun question clinics. So if we have time, unless I get kicked off of here, I'm going to keep going. So here's my question for you. I'd like for you to use your chat box when I ask you to answer the question. So this is a traditional NCLEX style question. This says the nurse is caring for a patient admitted with nausea, severe, sharp right upper quadrant abdominal pain radiating to the mid-back, increasing over the past 2 days. The nurse also observes mild scleral icterus. And then we see the patient's lab results there. So review the lab results. And then we have a statement that says the patient assessment, the patient is febrile. We have 101.3 Fahrenheit, 38.5 Celsius. Abdomen, we have normal bowel sounds, positive Murphy's sign. Other labs, including electrolytes, glucose, amylase, and lipase, are all within normal limits. So considering that information, considering this scenario, we have to start pulling apart parts and pieces. Some of those red flags, those warning signs that we're seeing. What is our clinical judgment telling us? Here's the question. Which diagnosis and further orders does the nurse anticipate for this patient? So again, read over the scenario, read all over the clinical data that we have, consider what would be the diagnosis for this patient and the anticipated orders. I'll give you 30 seconds to finish that, and then we'll talk about the answer. All right. I see some answers coming in. Good job. Thank you for your engagement. Awesome. Got some smarties out there. You all are some smart nurses. I know it. Well, that's why you're on this call. You're smart. You're looking for the best option for you out there. So thank you for that. All right, let's reveal the answer. It's been more than 30 seconds. The correct answer is number 4. It's number 4. We're looking at the white blood cell count. The WBCs are elevated. That tells us there's an infection. The bilirubin is high. So that can indicate liver disease or liver dysfunction, something that's happening, with the liver, hepatitis, gallstones. Let's see, the liver panel, that's your ALT, AST, ALP. That's going to measure those enzymes that indicate any liver disease or damage. CRP, this is measuring inflammation in the body. So we have some inflammation, we have an infection happening. And then we have Zosyn. Zosyn is the brand name for that piperacillin and the tazobactam. All right, so the incorrect answers. Well, a lot of these patient symptoms here, we see an overlap. But the symptoms that we see are very obvious for cholecystitis. But like I said, some of the symptoms will carry over with each of those diagnoses. So I want to share with you a little more detail so that way you understand what's happening with each of these conditions. So with pancreatitis, they would very commonly have what's called Gray-Turner or colon sign. All right, and their pain is going to come from the left upper quadrant. They also will have fever and nausea. I've underlined some of those symptoms that carry over. Appendicitis, we're going to see that's very obvious in the right lower quadrant. And these patients would have Roofsing's psoas or the obturator sign. And then we have cholecystitis. So this patient has, of course, the fever and the nausea, just like the other ones. But the main differential here is that Murphy sign. And we also have some jaundice as well. So with Murphy sign, you want to ask your patient to exhale. The examiner, we're going to palpate right there under the right subcostal region. We'll ask the patient to inhale. And if they catch their breath and they're having some pain, that's due to the gallbladder inflammation being palpated right there in that subcostal region. So that's going to cause an incredible amount of pain. All right, so if some of this information is new to you, if this intrigues you, if this is interesting, we go into full detail with our NCLEX program. Like I said, we are run by a group of registered nurses, and we are all trained to teach you clinically and what to expect on the NCLEX exam, and I hope you consider it. I hope you join my team. So now I'd like to know what questions you have for me.
Well, thank you so much,
Erica.
That was such a informative presentation, and it's awesome to know about the support that is provided in the NCLEX program here at Avant. So thanks so much for joining us today for the live hiring event.
Bye. Thank you.
Brilliant. And we had a lot of questions coming in while that was going on. Fantastic work by our Facebook team for answering some of us for you. And one of the questions that we got was on our YouTube stream.
Yes, I think Jean-Louis was tuning in and asking about being able to apply to Avant, even if they're not in an English-speaking country. And we absolutely work with nurses from all over the world, even if English is not your first language. You'll learn a little bit later about our English program, our Avant English program, but we encourage you to apply. And I've also seen lots of questions coming in asking about experience in different types of units. We encourage you to just apply. That way that our recruitment team can review your application. We look at each application holistically to learn about your experience, your credentials, where you've earned that experience. So if you're unsure if your experience meets our qualifications, just apply. That way we can review it and work with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I mentioned a little subject before, prizes.
Prizes.
And so now we are going to be giving away one of our prizes. And to do that, I'm going to be asking a little question about the USA. So before we get to that, well, they're a little ahead of the game there. So first things first, I know one of the main questions that we get asked is, can I choose where my placement is?
Well, we take your preference and location highly into consideration. Well, we can't guarantee location. What we do guarantee is a strong clinical placement for you in the US. And as we learned today about some of the different places in the US is an incredibly diverse and vast country, and there's definitely a place for everyone to call home.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. We place in many states.
Yes.
And
44 of the 50 states.
wow. So there are plenty of places to call home, and they're all fantastic. And so we are going to get to our first question, and the prize for this question will be a 15-minute resume coaching call with a recruiter.
That's exciting. Our expert recruiters will be able to look at your resume, give you some tips on how to improve it to better present your experience and your skills. So what a great opportunity.
It is a great opportunity. So let's have a look at that question. And we've got some people who were quick on the buzzer, so very nice. So what is the largest state in the continental United States? Is it Texas, Rhode Island, Louisiana, or New York?
Put your answer in the chat. We want to hear from you.
Absolutely. And if you get it correct, you will be entered into the draw to win a prize. We are so happy to see so many fantastic answers in there. Some people, so continental United States, Texas, Rhode Island, Louisiana, or New York. All right, fantastic.
All right.
So we've got a lot of answers there. We've got some people saying A. We've got a couple of B's. Let's have a look. Okay, so first of all, let's see our answer. And our answer is... Ooh, Texas is correct. Texas is correct. Now, there was one very clever person who said Alaska in there. Doesn't count as continental United States, but very clever to that person.
That was a
yeah,
clever
it is very,
answer.
very well done. And our winner today is... Robert Marugi. Well done, Robert.
Congrats, Robert. We look forward to being in touch with you very soon about your
prize. We will be in
prize.
touch with you very soon in order for you to redeem that prize. Whew, absolutely fantastic. We're off to a flying start. And yes, the US is massive.
And Texas is such a huge state, and there's so much to see and do. And they say you can drive for 3 days and still be in the state of Texas. That's just to show you how large it is.
Unbelievable. Even here in Florida, which is not the biggest state by any means, driving from the bottom to the top can take 12 hours or even more.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
It's incredible how big and diverse the US is.
You drive for 12 hours in the UK, you're in France. So doesn't get better than that. All right, so yes, this is a live hiring event. Get those applications in. We've seen our recruiting team getting to work. They are busy bees today, and they cannot wait to receive your application. So get them in.
So this hiring event is live, and we want you to be part of it. So make sure you don't miss this opportunity. Submit your application today at the link that's here in the chat. Our team of recruiters, which you can see on the live stream, they are standing by to receive your application. We're offering expedited process today, as well as same-day offers for those who are qualified. We're so excited about the live hiring event, and we can't wait to receive your application to get you started on your USRN journey.
Brilliant stuff. And so let's keep this train rolling,
Absolutely,
shall we?
Let's do it.
And so one of the big questions that I know a lot of people ask when it comes to moving to the US, I know I asked that question when I moved to the US, is about the immigration process.
Such an important topic, and we get a lot of questions about it.
We certainly do. And so to help us in that, we have brought along a very special guest. We have Saloni from our immigration team. Hello, Saloni. Over to you.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, Alistair. Hi, Christina. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our live hiring event. I am Saloni Cole. I'm the Director of Immigration at Avant Healthcare, and I have been with Avant for almost 12 years, so it's been quite a journey. Fun fact about me, I have immigrated to the US as well. So I came to the US about 18 years ago. It's not an easy journey. So this is the right path for you. I wish that when I was coming to the US, I had Avant as a partner to bring me here and guide me through this process. The biggest question I've had asked in my 12 years at Avant is, what is retrogression? Why is this happening? Why does this happen sometimes and not other times? So I'm going to walk you through what retrogression is briefly. For those of you that are familiar with this and are already on our program, you've heard some of this terminology before. For those of you that are new to this and are just joining us to see what the path holds for you, retrogression is the phenomenon where the demand for visas, for employment-based visas in this instance, exceeds the allocated supply of visas. So the Department of State has 140,000 visas that are allocated annually each fiscal year that begins in October of each year and goes to the end of September of the following year. Now, those visas are limited, and it's not just for healthcare professionals. These visas are for all professions that are skilled workers. So it includes information technology, research, aviation, healthcare, staffing, all other professions. And so when you have 140,000 visas that are allocated, and the demand, as you can imagine, is a lot higher than that, what that creates is a gap. And that gap is what we see as retrogression, which we have seen over the past several years. What we are currently seeing in the current state with the visa bulletins, which I'll go over in a minute, is we saw a pause with retrogression. So we saw the dates move forward. Everyone was progressing expeditiously to the US. And now more recently, we have seen retrogression come in again. And this has happened because we had an artificial excess of visas during COVID. So when COVID happened, embassies shut down, visa numbers were in surplus. They were dumped into the following upcoming years. And what that did was move the dates forward. And that's why we did not see retrogression for the past couple of years. But now that the embassies are going back to full capacity, visa interviews are being scheduled, now we are starting to see retrogression come back in, and we are starting to see those dates move back a little bit. So now what is this visa bulletin? What are these dates? And how does this work? I think we went a little bit ahead. So that is the most recent visa bulletin for June of 2024, which is the current month. Each month, the Department of State releases the new visa bulletin. So we should see the one for July come up in the next few days. Typically around the second week of each month is when it is released. With the June visa bulletin, what we saw is the dates remain where they were. So currently what this means is for anyone who's a healthcare professional, the nurses that we work with, they fall under the employment-based third category of visas. So anyone from countries other than India, China, and the Philippines from all over the world need to have a priority date of November 22nd of 2022 or prior for them to be able to come to the US. India is a little further backlogged. As you can see, your case would have to have been filed in 2012 for you to be eligible for that visa. So the way the priority dates work is once you are entered into the pool for those priority dates is when your immigrant petition is filed with the Immigration Service. So for you to be able to get that priority date and move forward, it is very important to get in queue, which is why we're doing this event right now. Go ahead and apply. The faster you apply, the faster you get into that queue for those visa numbers and for those interviews for you to immigrate to the US. Philippines is the same. It's with November 22nd of 2022. What we do see each year is as we get closer to the end of the fiscal year, is those dates start to go back a little bit. That is so that we do not exceed those 140,000 visas allocated for the employment-based category. But as we see the new fiscal year come up, so October 1st of 2024, we anticipate that those dates will move forward, and we should see those interviews being scheduled a little bit quicker than they have been in the past few months. So how does retrogression impact Avant? Honestly, I've done this for a very long time. Avant has been in business for over 20 years. I've been with Avant for over 12, and it's business as usual. It doesn't slow us down. It doesn't change anything from what we do. The only thing we have to do is plan to take care of the things that we can do and that we do control while we are waiting for those dates to come current. So we monitor the visa bulletin. We are still working with lobbyists. We're working with AAIHR to get movement for those visa numbers and to move forward as quickly as possible. However, while you wait, you can focus on continuing to improve your skills and experience. Erica just talked about your NCLEX exam and your clinical skills. You can continue to save money and funds for your arrival and transition in the US, because that is something you will need once you come to the US and assimilate into the system here. You can work on your English exams. You can work on your visa screens, which is your healthcare worker certificate. You can learn to drive. That's something that you need. We were just talking about how big the US is and how long the drives are from one part of a state to the other. So driving is essential for you to be able to get from point A to point B. And just continue to work where you're working. Don't make any clinical changes. And you do consider doing a BSN if you have the option to do that, because that may further expedite your process to the US, because along with the employment-based visas, we also offer the H-1B or the non-immigrant visa option, a work visa for you to come to the US and work here while you wait for those dates to come current. So that's immigration in a nutshell. We're very excited once again to have you here. Thank you for joining us. And back to you. And Alistair, thank you.
Thank you so much, Saloni. Very insightful, really important
Really
stuff for our
helpful.
yes,
Helpful to
very
understand.
important stuff for our nurses to know. So thank you so much. And while Saloni was talking, we did receive a few questions that were in the chat. I saw one on Facebook that we wanted to answer. So let's have a look.
Yeah, so we saw a message from Debbie May. Thanks for writing in. Debbie May had a question about when will we know that you're qualified or moving to the next stage in the hiring process. So once you submit your application, make sure that you're checking your email, because we will communicate your next steps in the hiring process via email. So you'll receive an email from the recruitment team shortly thereafter. So make sure you're checking that so that you can make sure you catch your next steps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Check that junk folder, check that spam folder. Sometimes the email addresses can be a little funny like that.
Yeah.
So, but you will receive an email. So don't you
Yes.
worry. Fantastic. So, what do you say we give out another prize?
I think it's time to give another prize.
Let's do it, shall we? Let's do it. So, our next question, the prize will be, let's have a look. It is 15-minute assessment call with a recruiter. Take it away, Christina.
So this will be your opportunity to have 15 minutes with a recruiter to really prepare for an interview, and you get to ask them some questions as well. So it's a great opportunity to talk with an experienced recruiter.
Invaluable experience. Let's have a look at that question then.
All right. So the question is, what is the Midwest United States famous for? Is it beaches, sushi, friendliness, or skiing? Let's put your
Beaches,
answer in the
sushi,
chat. Let's
friendliness,
see what that
skiing.
is.
Get those questions get those answers, I should say, in the chat.
I'm seeing some answers roll
We've
in.
got the beaches. We got
I'm seeing
Sheila's. I
some
see
lots of
Elaine.
D's, some A's, some B's, lots of A's.
Love seeing these answers coming in.
Love the answers. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we have a multiple choice question here. So if you're not sure the answer, just have a guess, and
you have a 25%
you have a
chance of getting it right.
chance. Absolutely. So I'm going to give you 5 more seconds, and then we'll reveal the answer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is.
It is
friendliness.
C, friendliness.
Fantastic. And you're a native of the
I am
Midwest, are you
actually
not?
from the Midwest. I grew born and raised in Ohio, which is part of the Midwest, and it is known for friendliness. But I will say the United States in general is a pretty friendly place.
Since moving here, I moved here about 5 years ago. I have only ever experienced just the most friendly and warm experience from anyone from anywhere in the United States, even if the Midwest is particularly famous for it. So well done. Well done to everybody who got that one correct. You will find beaches there. You can find sushi there too. You can find everything like that. But
and
that
there's a
friendliness,
little bit of skiing.
yeah, of course. But famous for it's that friendliness, absolutely.
right.
And so we have our second winner. Let's have a look. Okay,
And
we're putting it into our supercomputer.
Yes.
And the winner is.
Our winner is Hope Mwamba.
Hey,
Mwamba.
fantastic. Well done, Hope.
Congrats, Hope. You'll be hearing from us soon on next steps for your prize.
Well done to you.
Well, this is the live hiring event. And so, of course, we need to remind you, if you haven't yet applied, make sure you submit your application. What better way than to start a new month by starting your USRN journey? So we're offering expedited processing as well as same-day offers for qualified candidates. So if you haven't yet applied, make sure you click the link that's posted in the chat for a link to the application. Our recruitment team, which you can see here on the live stream, they are standing by to receive your application. So we want to hear from you, and we can't wait to talk with you and help you start your USRN journey.
Fabulous. Shall we get our next guest on?
Yeah, and we talked about the Midwest being a friendly place. Well, what better place to even raise a family? So I know we have parents who are tuning in, and we know that family is everything. And so I'm sure our parents have some questions about bringing their family and support and resources that are available as well. And so we have Jen, who's going to join us from our cultural transitions team to give us some tips for parents and families. So welcome, Jen. Thanks so much for being here today. Over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. As Christina said, I'm Jennifer Palucci. I'm the Senior Director of Cultural Operations. So today I'll be talking about family. So transitioning to a new country is significant change for your family, but finding the right childcare can ease the process and provide a nurturing environment for your children. By understanding the child care landscape in the United States and considering your family's needs, you can make informed decisions that will support your child's growth and your family's well-being. So let's go ahead and dive in. So one of the main reasons we want to move, what are the main reasons that we want to move to a country? One of the main reasons is for better access to childcare. So let's dive in a little bit more. So I created this chart here that has the stages. So we have from 0 to 2 years old, that would be a nanny, that would be daycare. One of the things to consider would be the cost of childcare. Then we move on to ages 2 to 5 years old. That would be early childhood and preschool, but again, there's a cost associated with that. Then we have early elementary school, that is kindergarten to 5th grade. So that's generally the ages of 5 to 10 years of age. Now, there are private and there are public schools, but we'll get into that in a few slides. The other thing is middle school, and it's 6th to 8th grade, and it's 11 to 13 years of age. And then lastly, we have high school, which is 9th to 12th grade, and it's generally the ages of 14 to 18 years of age. So one of the other things that we need to consider is after school care, childcare beyond school hours. So we need to begin thinking about plans for before and after school. Overnight childcare, summer plans. One of the biggest recommendations that I would give someone who is new to the country is to research. So private and public schools. So I will compare both. Both are great options. I am a parent myself, and my child attends public schools. So one of the differences is that public school is free. It is funded by the government and our taxes, while private school has tuition and grants. In the public school system, teachers must be licensed and certified, where in private school, teachers may not be licensed and certified. Public school tends to be more ethnically diverse, where private school, not as much. Public school has a large school population, where private schools may have smaller classroom sizes. Public schools have wider ranges of extracurricular activities, sports programs, and advanced facilities, where private school may not offer quite as much. And lastly, one of the biggest differences between public and private school is that in public school, They encourage parent involvement. So that's going to be your PTA, volunteer for events, where private schools may actually require parents to participate to help with the activities in school, fundraising, so on and so forth. And then lastly, I wanted to dive into is what happens if your child is not familiar with the English language. Don't worry. One thing I would say is begin practicing English now. Learn together, make it fun, learn with books, practice, photos, music, movies, shows, make it fun. And then help is available in school. So once your child arrives, they will complete an evaluation in the schools, and they will evaluate where your child falls in the spectrum of things. Do they need an ESOL class? Do they need a tutor? So on and so forth. And then there's also programs in the community. So again, research what that is in your community. And one of the things that I want to emphasize is that children are resilient. As a parent myself, my child is my biggest concern, but children are resilient, but it's up to us to do the research. So thank you for your time today. I don't have anything else. I look forward to hopefully meeting you all soon. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer, for being here with us and for these really helpful tips for our parents who are tuning in. I'm sure that it will be really helpful to know that information as they're thinking about what comes next for them and their family. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, as Jen was speaking, we had some additional questions that came in, so we want to take a moment to address those. So the first question that came up several times from a few different people is, can I bring my family? And that is a question that we get a lot. Yes. And the answer is yes, you can. So you're able to bring your legally married spouse and your biological or adopted children who are under the age of 21 and who are unmarried. So those are the family members that can be included on your green card petition. So yes, you can bring your family. And then we had another question. Vicky asked about if you need to have a marriage certificate. And so the answer for the immigration process, which is after the hiring process, you will need to have a marriage certificate, yes, to include your spouse on your green card petition. We also saw some additional questions come in about, do I need NCLEX to apply? And the answer is no, you do not have to have NCLEX to apply. We provide an extensive NCLEX review program to help you prepare for and pass the NCLEX exam. So you do not need to apply with the NCLEX already. That's something that Avant will help you with.
And not only do you not need to have NCLEX results, but you also do not need to have English testing results as well.
That's right.
We can help you with that too. More on that in just a second. So let's give away another prize.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Let's go for it. All right. Okay. So our next prize is going to be an English test evaluation with one of our English instructors.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Ooh, that's going to be a really big help for a lot of people out there. So let's have a look at this next question. Well, speaking of language, in which US region are you most likely to hear y'all?
Y'all.
Y'all. Southeast, Northeast, Midwest, or West Coast? Get those answers in.
Let's see what you think.
Let's have a look.
See some answers trickling in.
We got
now.
some D's, we got some B's. I'm seeing a couple of A's. Let's go. Get those answers in, I should say.
Yep.
Let's have a look. All right. As I said, multiple choice. Have a guess. You've got a 25% chance. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is... It's A. It is the Southeast. That's where we are.
Yes.
That's where we are right now.
Florida's part of the Southeast, and you will sometimes hear y'all.
You will hear y'all quite a lot. In fact, it's spreading the nation, I fear.
Yes.
I think everybody's starting to say y'all, but in the Southeast, in particular, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, that area, you're going to hear that famous y'all quite a bit.
It's kind of fun to say.
It is a lot of fun to say.
It
and
is.
I'll admit, listen, I'm a native English speaker, and even I find it sometimes a little bit difficult to understand, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yes.
And, it takes a bit of time. And so let's put into our supercomputer and let's find our third winner of the day. So winning our English test evaluation is, let's have a look. It is Melody. Melody and Seong. Well done to you,
Great
Melody.
job, Melody.
Congratulations. We will be in touch with your prize very shortly. Thank you so much. And so,
Live hiring event. If you haven't put in your application yet, make sure that you do that. As you can see, our recruitment team is standing by. They're already doing interviews. They're already making offers. What do you have to lose? This is your opportunity for expedited processing and same day offer for qualified candidates. So if you haven't yet applied, make sure you put in your application today. We're standing by to receive it, and we can't wait to work with you to help you begin your USRN journey.
absolutely, make it happen. And I saw some questions in the chat. Maybe some people who joined a little bit late. Let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at those requirements once again. Let's have a look a bit at who we can help.
So Avant is able to help anyone who is a registered nurse who's currently working in a bedside role. And so if you're working in a hospital setting, we prefer to see that you're working in an adult acute care inpatient setting. So these would be units such as the medical surgical unit, intensive care unit, emergency room, high dependency unit, etc. So those type of hospital settings. And we typically like to see that you have at least 6 to 12 months of experience. Now, we do have special exceptions for new graduates and nurses who have already passed the NCLEX, which is such an important stage in the USRN journey. So if you've passed NCLEX, if you happen to be a recent new graduate, you're still welcome to apply, even if you haven't yet gotten that 6 to 12 months of experience. So make sure that you click the link in the chat. We'll take you right to the application, and we can't wait to receive your application and help you on your USRN journey.
Fabulous, fabulous. And so we spoke a little bit about language. And, you know, the expectation is for a lot of people, for the majority of people, you're going to need to pass an English exam before you can come over to the US. Good thing is we've got all of that covered for you, because next up, we are going to be talking about our fabulous Avant English program. And to help us with that, I'm going to introduce our friend Patrick from the Avant English program. Hello, Patrick. Take it away.
Wow, thanks. It's good to see you here. Good to be here, everyone. Thanks for having me here. So today we're going to be talking about English, and let's see here. I want to talk about the types of exams that you will need to pass. I saw questions earlier today about, you know, which exams to accept and what are the scores. Well, here you go. I have 4 exams here on the screen that you can see. These are all the exams that CGFNS accepts. And first, we'll start with IELTS. That's a very common exam that a lot of people take. And you can see that you need to, by the way, you need to take the academic IELTS. So there's a lot of different IELTS out there. Well, not a lot, but a few. Make sure that you take the academic IELTS and prepare for that exam. Your score needed is an overall score of 6.5 with a speaking score of 7. Beyond that, there's also the PTE, and then you need to take the academic PTE, and you have to have an overall score of 55 with scores above 50 on all the other test areas: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. And of course, OET. You can see the levels there that you need to achieve in writing, listening, reading, and speaking. And I put on the TOEFL IBT. That's not as common of an exam, but the point I want to make is this. When you heard Erica talk about NCLEX and how there are nurses there to help you, here at Avant, there are English instructors and a whole English team of English specialists here to help you pass these exams. So yes, that's what we do, and we are here to help you achieve these results. So I saw a lot of questions earlier, like I said, about English exams. We're here to help you. When you get to the point where it's time to pass these exams and study for these exams, we've got a program for you. We will walk you through these exams and help you get the scores that you need to get through visa screen. All right, so another thing we can do, if we can move on to the next slide, is I thought we would just give you a little taste of some English grammar here, okay? And you can see we have some questions here. It says choose the best answer and put the letter in the chat. So let's just talk about this. So February is, we got A, B, or C. So I'm gonna give you about 20 seconds to just put your answers into the chat, and let's see how how it goes here. I see some answers beginning to come in. So how would you answer this question? February is A, the most shortest month, B, the shortest month, or C, the most short month of the year? All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get the answer here real quick. It is the shortest month of the year. Okay, so great. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next slide real quick. We'll go through a few more of these grammar questions here. You can read again, choose the best answer. Again, put these answers into the chat. The plate is clean, but those, and what are you gonna choose? A, cups is dirty, B, cups is dirty, or C, cups are dirty? All right. Getting some good answers here. The cups are dirty. Perfect. Thanks. Yes, so that's the answer. Okay. And well, let's go on to the next one. Very good. What does she do on Saturdays? So what does she do on Saturday? That's your question, and you got your possible answers here, A, B, and C. She is usually visiting her friends. She usually visits her friends. She usually went to visit her friends. Which choice would you choose here, A, B, or C? All right, go ahead. Let's look at the answer here. She usually visits her friends, and I'm not going to give explanations now, but this is what you get when you work with the Avant English program. We can help you understand all the reasons why these answers are true. But let's go to the next one here. Joe is hurrying because he must A, to leave immediately, B, leaves immediately, or leave immediately. So would you choose A, B, or C? All right. Give just a few more moments. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the answer. Leave immediately. All right, great. And I think let's go on to the next question. I think we have one more grammar question, and then we're going to move on to vocabulary after that. So this is a good question that many of us have to ask. Do I have to give up rich desserts? All right, so your choices are yes, you absolutely may. Yes, you absolutely must. Yes, you absolutely might. Some of you nurses might have had these conversations with people, patients who are diabetic, but what would the proper response be? Do I have to give up rich desserts? Yes, you absolutely must. Okay. Yes, yes, very good. All right, let's move on. I think the next area is going to be our vocabulary. All right. So these are some common phrases that are used. Some of you may know these, but if not, these are great phrases that you'll hear and use when you come to America and your role as a nurse. So if someone is pulling your leg, they are selling you shoes, helping you grow, or C, joking with you. Yeah, so if someone is pulling your leg, that person is, let's go ahead and reveal the answer real quick. Joking with you. Interesting idiom we have there. Pulling your leg means to be joking with you. All right, let's go on to the next one real quick. Okay, something secondhand. All right, so if something is secondhand, is it for left-handed people? Or has it already been used? Or is it heavy to lift? Something is secondhand. Let's see here. I'll give you guys, everyone, a moment to put in your answers and think about this. Something secondhand is going to be, here's the answer. something that's already been used. A secondhand car, often we'll say used car, okay? Used car or secondhand car, used clothes. So a lot of those are options that you have here in America, okay? There's a lot of places where you can buy secondhand, good quality materials and items. So let's go on to the next vocabulary question. Okay, so a social butterfly. Okay. Uh, a social butterfly is flying a kite in the park, going to parties and meeting, or changing clothes twice a day. So a social butterfly. What do you think? What are your choices going to be for this? All right. Give you a few more moments. All right, so a social butterfly is going to be the answer B. It's actually a social butterfly refers to a person who goes to, well, parties and meeting new people as an example, but a social butterfly is that person who just loves to talk with everyone, that extroverted person. So we can call that kind of person a social butterfly. All right, let's go on to another vocabulary question here. All right. When you get up on the wrong side of the bed, you are sleepy, in a bad mood, or confused. Getting up on the wrong side of the bed, what would you be? Sleepy, in a bad mood, or confused? Well, give you another moment. If you give a chance for a few more guesses. But anyway, let's go ahead and show the answer. You're in a bad mood. Okay, when you get up on the wrong side of the bed, you could be all those things. But when we use that phrase, he must have gotten or she must have gotten up on the wrong side of the bed means that they are in a bad mood. Okay. All right. So let's see. Oh, there's one more. All right. So when you go on a wild goose chase, you don't accomplish anything, hunt wild animals, or get a lot of exercise. So going on a wild goose chase, don't accomplish anything, hunt wild animals, or get a lot of exercise. What would your best guess, or maybe some of you have heard this phrase. If you know it, go ahead and put in the answers, put in the letter. Okay, let's go ahead and show the answer here. You don't accomplish anything. That wild goose chase, catching goose are hard, catching geese is hard. So really what it means is that you're just going around and not accomplishing anything. So that's when we use the term going on a wild goose chase, or I am on a wild goose chase. All right, I believe that's the last question we have. So go ahead and just wanted to say thank you from all of us in AEP. If you have any questions or any concerns, check us out at Avant's website, and we look forward to helping you when it comes time for you to pass these English exams. We're here. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Patrick. A brilliant job. And we've got some smart people in the chat. I was seeing the
so
correct
many right answers.
Yeah, it was really impressive. Great job, guys. Great job. Thanks so much, Patrick.
Awesome.
All right, brilliant.
Well, we have some more questions that came in throughout Patrick's presentation. Some of the questions that came in asking a lot of questions about different units. If different units of that you're working in are qualified for Avant, I would just say please apply. That gives us the opportunity, our recruiters, the opportunity to review your application so that we can work with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I think it's time for another prize. I think we've got one
our final
last
prize of the day. Unbelievable.
And what's this prize, Alistair?
So this prize will be OET Pulse
Oh my
Code.
goodness.
Yes.
An OET Pulse Code. This is a fabulous prize.
Yes, it'll give you a chance to have a little bit of a practice exam before you want to take that English exam. So really, really fantastic prize.
All right. Well, let's go to the question. All right. The question is, which U.S. region gets the most snow? Is it the Southeast? Is it the Northeast, Midwest, or the West Coast? Put your answers in the chat. We want to see what you think. Which region gets the most snow?
Ooh, let's have a look. All right, I'm seeing a lot of B. I'm seeing some C's.
Seeing some different answers come in.
Yeah. This one's proving a little tricky. Let's have a look.
Let's see.
All right. All of them. All right, Walesh. We're not going to do a trick question here. One of them's the answer. All right, let's have a look. Okay, you know the drill. Multiple choice question. Have a guess if you're not sure the answer, and we'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is... It's the Northeast.
Northeast. They do get a lot of snow.
That's right, but you know what? I would have thought maybe in those prairie regions, maybe like Colorado, North Dakota, something like that. But it is in fact the Northeast.
It is in fact the Northeast, and snow is actually really beautiful. I've lived up in the Northeast area, and you know, in the winter time, there's so many activities you can do, and there's really no bad weather. It's just you need to have the right clothes for it.
Absolutely, and you know, that said, you can expect snow in pretty much every state, even in the north of Florida. We'll get some snow.
Yeah, so it's a big event when that happens.
It certainly is. So well done, everybody who got that correct. And so we have got our prize winner, our 4th and final prize winner of the day. We have Daniel Gisiora. Well done, Daniel.
Congrats,
we will be in
Daniel.
touch to give you that OET Pulse code. Well done to you.
Fabulous job.
Will you look at that?
We are just about to wrap up, but we wanted to give you one last opportunity. Make sure that you submit your application for this live hiring event. You can see that our recruitment team is busy interviewing. We're reviewing your applications as they come in. So apply today. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So if you're on the fence or thinking about when should I start my US RN journey, today is the day. This is your moment. We're offering expedited processing and even same-day offers for qualified candidates, but you have to apply to get started. So the link is in the chat. Make sure that you submit your application. We are standing by to receive your application and review it, and you'll be hearing from our team very soon.
Absolutely. This is a one-day event. Our last one was 2 years ago. You don't want to wait another 2 years for this opportunity. You got to seize it right now. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. We are all over the place. You will get so many fantastic opportunities to learn more about our program and, you know, make that application. So let your friends know that today's the day. Send that link, send it around to all your friends, and before you know it, we'll be seeing you here in the US. We are so excited to see you all. And there we have our recruitment team hard at work. I think let's go and say hello, shall we?
Yeah, well, that's it from us on this side, but the live hiring event is happening all day. Submit your application. And Alistair, why don't we go and say hi to the recruiters?
Let's go and say hello. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you on the other camera.
Thanks for tuning in.